What up, world? All right, so if you read the title, it's the Yates again. But Adam, you didn't like the Yates. It drags. I know what I said. I stand by that. I stand by my first impression of this razor. After I did the second shave with it, when I pitted it against the Charcoal Goods, and against, a razor matchup there, I noticed that the results were pretty much dead even. I was like, well, I need to give this razor another chance. So I'd made the change Fayez suggested, and Fayez and I talked more. Fayez prefers razors that you need to make adjustments with. Like, I've not used the Rex Ambassador, but apparently you're supposed to ride, I think, the cap or the guard, one or the other. You're supposed to change to get a better shave out of it. And same thing for the Blackbird, ride the cap. And for the Yates, you actually use a steeper angle and embrace the guard more. And I think that's to do with the fact that there's all these grooves and stuff on the cap. I think that is part of what causes that suction drag feeling. And I don't think that they have, I think it might also just be the geometry, because I experienced it obviously with the other razor that Yates made that I tried, the winning razor. But so I decided to do a shave off camera with it. It was my adjusted expectations shave. I meant to do an Instagram write-up about it. I have pictures. Maybe I'll insert the pictures here in a minute so you can see what I was dealing with. But I used my own UFO handle from Razor Rock with it. I used a second use Persona, one of the blades that I used in either the Charcoal Goods Level 3 or the Yates during that comparative shave. And I just decided to embrace that angle and everything. I had an amazing shave, minimal drag feeling. And for that feeling compared to the quality of shave that you get, I haven't had any irritation. I have had just a great smooth shave. So this isn't a retraction. I just decided to treat the razor as if I'd bought it. Because if I bought a razor and used it once and didn't like it, I wouldn't send it back right away. I mean, if I had a week to decide, maybe. But if I bought it from Yates and had like 30 days, I would have tried it at least a couple times. Would have asked for opinions and everything, and I decided to just embrace that. So this, I almost wish we could make this like the second R2 bit, since we're all going to use it, because this is going to Scott next, but I'm going to get that whipped up in a second. In further dedication to John, I have a smooth shaving bowl, and one of his favorites, I have this little travel size of Taylorville Bond Street's Jermyn Street that I'm going to use, shaving cream for sensitive skin. I had a sample of this I used recently, but I'm also going to be using my Simpson's brush because I'm having so much luck with creams. I actually used this with a Crope for the first time since I started having success with my off-camera adjusted expectations shave, and it was great. So I'm going to get this all lathered up, and I'll be back when I'm ready to do the Yates for the fourth and final time, at least this Yates. All right, we're back. So I was actually talking to a friend of the channel, possibly a friend of every channel, Matt Fox. If you know Matt Fox, you know Matt Fox. Because he just got his own 921H plate this past week, last week, I think, and had no issues or drag on the first go with it. Now he's already, got a Blackbird and everything too. He's probably a more experienced shaver than I am as well, based on his age. But we were talking, and I said, yeah, I just actually did this adjusted expectations shave with it. And he goes, well, you should probably try something for experiencing that suction, use something with some slickness. And I was planning to use either Barrister Man's Omnibus base or even Parasso, but then I remembered I had this travel tube that I'd stuck in my DOP kit of this. This is great, by the way. And I said, I'm going to use that because that's John's favorite for one, and I'm using his razor for the last time. And it'll be slick because it's a cream, right? Look at this. This is great. I'm so glad that look at all that on here still. See, when I first started using creams again, I think my biggest issue is that felt like using a bowl with it was a waste because you were, you know, all that potential face lathering. But I'm not good at face lathering. My face doesn't like to face lather. It is not good at, you know, I'm not good at, I gotta do a lot more painting and stuff. So to build the lather in the bowl seems to work a lot better. So if you're having, maybe if you're having similar issues with creams and you haven't tried bowl lathering, which you probably have, try that, especially if you're new. I think you don't need as much water to get a cream going as you would for a lot of artisan, like butter people. So smooth already. As much water as you would for like an artisan soap, especially some of the more popular ones. So I was just being dumb. Yeah, getting the blade feel and no drag here. A much steeper angle. Almost akin to what I would maybe not quite as severe as you would use a single edge like a gem or a Supply Co. or a Schick injector, but slowing it down. And yeah, actually, so not only am I enjoying this razor, but I'm actually planning to pick up at least a head in the not too distant future. I'm actually really curious about the EH plate. Faya says I like it. He says if I get one, he'll send me the plate. Because I'd probably buy an H plate. Just because it does just fine, but I'm always gonna be curious about the EH. How much smoother could it get? You know what I mean? But having used this again, I actually wanted to do the charcoal goods one more time at first, but then decided not to. After my off-camera shave with the Yates, because the results were just as good. And it's a much more expensive razor. But yeah, what do you guys think of the 921? All right, first pass down. I'm gonna go relather, be back in time for the shave. Right, so the goal today is to keep this to 2 passes because I gotta get some work done. I just wanted to use this one more time. I'm also gonna try to get this in the mail to Scott today. So that's also affecting but I did a 3-pass off camera and it was one of the best shaves I've had probably. So I'm trying to adjust my angle on my neck as well and on this pass because I was just kind of doing my normal thing. So I'm trying to use it at a steeper angle. And it is eliminating. Yeah, I mean, I don't need a 3rd pass. Not that I ever do a 3rd pass on my neck, but usually sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could. Usually I at least do one in this area. Don't need to. So, since this is the last, I'm just gonna put a little bit more cream up here. What a good scent for Jermyn Street. Light, citrus, inoffensive, perfect. I'm glad I got it in the travel, because it's basically perfect for that. You can match it with whatever fragrance you're gonna need to use. I'm going downstate for some graduation stuff for the school we work with in the next few weeks, and I'm just so glad that I found a travel size one. Let's finish this up. Yeah. I might have to buy one of these and then retire. Could use a third pass in there probably to make it BBS, but we're not doing that today. It's still closer than most would be at this rate. Six-year-olds, man. All right, let's do the stash. We'll call it a day. Call it a shave, anyways. Maybe that'll be my catchphrase. We'll call that a shave. Oh yeah. I'm so glad that I took the time. I bet if I had the EH, I would never need a third pass. Ooh, did I get my first cut there? Well, I think we survived some more Damastery, folks. Wow. Yeah, it's good, folks. One of the best. Don't know that I mean, I'm kind of curious about using one of their handles now. I don't really like the look of them still, but the results speak for themselves here. All right, well, I'm not gonna let this get too long because whenever, I don't even know I'm gonna use in the post, probably just some witch hazel and whatever I want. But I think it's important when you have the opportunity to take extra time with razors, especially if you don't love them at first, because maybe you will. Because I'm gonna have a really hard time putting this in the mail today, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna be probably picking one up July or August, just to be, you know, honest about where I'm at financially right now. But I'm excited to, and it's gonna quell my need for one for a while, I'm afraid. So we'll have to see what else I can come up with. I still have the straight razor stuff. I'm gonna start learning that, but this might become a daily driver for me during the week. Oh, well, we did get it. So that's not the razor's fault, that's me. But I've had, this is my fourth shave with it. Third one where I've been talking, first time I've cut myself, and it was just because of my own hubris. So there you go. All right, we're gonna call that a shave. I kind of like it, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. It's kind of douchey, but it might be just douchey enough to suit me. Hope you guys have a great day and a great shave, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.